everybody, and welcome to the American Sim Motor Racing Xombie Truck Series here at Eldora Motor Speedway. We're about to go dirt track racing for the first time in the ASMR series, and this is going to be one heck of a show as the pace truck already leads. My name's Alan Bledsoe. I'm here in the booth with Mr. Jesse Rathbun. How's it going, Jesse?
It's going good. It's good to be with you, Alan. Looking to see these guys sling a little dirt today. See who stands out. Now, a lot of these guys aren't dirt racers per se, so it'll be fun to watch who can navigate these roads the quickest to catch up and pick up the speed in these heat races.
Yep. Heat races. These heat races are to not only get the dirt track settled in, but also to get our truck drivers kind of settled in. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of practice before this race, trying to get ready and set up. But it's been quite an ordeal trying to get some of us going. So. First place, Clark Gunnikin. Second, Brian Tarnowski. Third is Michael Senzi. Fourth is going to be Ed Huck. Fifth is Brandon Benedict. Sixth is the 24 of Alan Bledsoe. And seventh is Robert Hunrada as the green flag is out in heat number 1. We apologize for the very extremely short intro, but here we are as Bledsoe's already in the wall and Ed Huck almost gets into Brandon Benedict.
And Clark going up to the top with Tarnowski right behind him. Since he'd trying to make that bottom work, trying to take the lead here in this quick heat race. Only 8 laps here, so you got to make things happen. You got to go quick.
We're already on lap 2, and I don't even know if I can put up the standings banner in time, but let's see if we can.
Looks like Clark's got a nice lead here as Tarnowski tries to move under the 92. Looks like he's going to get a little loose and not be able to make that pass. Now he's just trying to hold on to third place.
Yeah, Tarnowski getting real sideways as Ed Huck, his teammate, is about ready to look to his inside. And here comes Robert Hunrada with that rear end right up against the wall.
That's what you want to do here. Now you don't want to get as close as he just did off that corner, but you want to be right up there. You almost want to lean on there, not quite, but it just feels like you are with that air up there. So that's where the speed is at, and you'll see these guys move higher and higher as the race goes on.
So as we get into this, I want to, we're already halfway through this heat race. I want to get into the point standings a little bit. So your points leader actually did not make this race. We do have, I believe we had 16, 15 drivers show up in this field. And Nicholas Burlow ended up not being one of them, as we have a big race for as that 5 truck is sideways, and it looks like the 24 is stopped on the track with 2 laps left. He's lost control. He's out of this one, and coming to 1 to go, Michael Senzi is right on the back bumper of Clark Gunnikin.
Yeah, it's been these two class of the field the entire heat race here, so curious to see if Sensi's going to try to make a move with 1 to go, or if he's going to be happy to ride it out right there in second place and take that starting position.
So, I'm getting in here now.
There he goes. He sends it. Is he going to get it? They touch. Looks like Clark's going to hold on to it, but man, that was close. He really sent it in that last corner.
That was a fun little ending to watch. And it goes, I mean, these heat races are go by so fast that it's hard to it's hard to keep up with, honestly. But that was the end of Heat 1. As we get into Heat number 2, Corey Melton is going to be the leader of that one.
And then we got Michael Overstreet starting second, Greg LeBlanc starting third, Jeremy Shearer starting fourth, Patrick Coro and Dave Gage round out the remainers of the starters in Heat 2.
As
you want to
Yeah.
talk about your points, now would be the time,
Yep,
sir.
I'm getting into it now.
There you
So Nicholas Burlow, Connor Driscoll, Robert Hunrata. This is all after Kansas Speedway. Burlow and Driscoll did not make this race, which is very unfortunate for them. They may lose the points lead. Joshua Smallwood, he also didn't make this race. Neither did C.D. Moore. Um, so that is this one race. This dirt track is really going to shake up the point standings as the pace truck leads the field. They take the one to go this time by, and let's see how this second heat race does. That first heat race, it was Clark Gennikin, Michael Senzi, um, I believe Robert Hunrata finished third, Ed Huck, Brian Tarnowski, Brandon Benedict, and Alan Bledsoe finished out that one. But let's see how this. Let's see how Heat Race 2 can it live up to the same expectations that one did. Green flag is out. Melton leads the way.
go. Overstreet with a good jump there on the outside. Let's see if he can carry that momentum through, or if Corey's going to have the run off the bottom.
So Jesse, what is the
Yes.
best way to get around this racetrack? As you can see, they didn't reset the track after the first heat, so they did kind of get a little bit of a groove in on that top side.
Well, right now, it definitely looks like the top side's coming in. This track is banked. So with the banking in the dirt track, sometimes, it's the bottom, sometimes it's the top, sometimes it's the middle. It just all depends on how these drivers read the dirt. And with that first heat race going high, right now that's the place to go. But as the night goes on, that may go away. The inside may become the preferred groove. We'll just have to see what the dirt does. And as you see on board with Corey Melton right now, he's trying to get in that middle groove. He's not sure about the bottom yet, so maybe there's not enough moisture. There's too much moisture, as it looks like he just did a slide job for the lead on oversteer there.
Yep, Michael Overstreet loses first place to the 48 as now we have Melton as your leader. He qualified on pole, so he's very fast around this track.
Well, and I know in the first heat race I said not all of these guys are dirt racers. Well, there are some of dirt racers in this field, and one of them is certainly the 48 of Corey Melton. He spends a lot of his time on the dirt. He loves the dirt, so I would not be surprised if he goes out there and is definitely a contender for the race up front during the long race here in a little bit.
One guy that I was watching in practice as we see Dave Gage. He loses control. And I think that was Patrick Coro with absolutely nowhere to go.
And one good thing about these heat races is they all get a new truck at the beginning of the race, unlike in real life where he'd have to go to something that wouldn't count. So
Oh yeah.
they do get a new vehicle in the race with still 2 quick repairs.
But one guy, as I was saying earlier, one guy that I've really been watching in practice is that 15 of Jeremy Shearer. He is doing, he is improving a lot as Corey Melton has taken the white flag, and heat number 2 is about to finish with Corey Melton, Michael Overstreet, Greg LeBlanc in third. Jeremy Shearer, Patrick Coro, and Dave Gage with that destroyed race truck will round out the field. That was basically qualifying. Now, if qualifying is that intense, how do you guys think, or how do you, Jesse, think that the race is going to be like?
Oh, I think it's going to be every bit as intense. These guys are going to go out there and try to get everything they can get and hope it sticks. We're going to see a lot of slide jobs or attempts at it. A lot of things can go wrong when you do that. You can get in there too deep, slide straight up into the wall. You can get in there not deep enough, slide straight up into the guy on the outside. You got to do that just right in the middle of that, where you can get in hard enough to clear the guy, but not get into the fence. So that's going to be the key. And right here we got teammates on the front row with 48 of Corey Melton and the 81 of Clark Jenikin starting in second place.
Yep. And Michael Senzi is going to be in third, and Michael Overstreet, the two Mikes here, is going to be in fourth place.
And then it looks like we've got the 7 of Ed Huck and the 27 of Greg LeBron on the third row. Robert Honrada and the 15 of, is that the 15?
Yes.
Yes, Jeremy Shearer, rounding out the third row there. The fourth row, sorry.
And then after that is, I believe, the 5 of. Hang on. I've lost it.
Yeah, the timing and scoring hasn't updated
It's
from that
it's
heat
very
race.
messed up, so give me just a second. Okay, so in it looks like after Shearer it was Brandon Benedict and then Patrick Coro. And Alan Bledsoe, Dave Gage, and Robert Hunrada round out the field as pace cars in the backstretch. We are. I mean, this is already going by so fast. I don't even know how to keep up with this.
Well, and it could slow down here in the feature as there's a potential for a lot of caution flags as these guys slide around. Some of the ones in the back, not a lot of experience on dirt. So we'll see how it goes. It looks like they did water the track some before the feature, and we'll see what groove everybody likes.
Clark Gunnikin spinning his tires as we get underway in this race. Lap 1 of 75. This is going to be a fun one. Corey Melton with the high line
Power.
run, and Michael Senzi splits Clark Gunnikin. As Gunnikin now falls to third place, Michael Senzi going for the lead, but not quite going to get up there. Corey Melton pulls away.
Clark's going to try to make up that ground he lost on the start. See how he does with this run here. Well, we got Michael Overstreet chasing him. Looks like the 27 of LeBlanc down there on the bottom, trying to make something happen. We saw in the heat race that the bottom was not the place to be. It'll be interesting in this race to see if that comes in for these guys over these long runs.
You can already start to see there's a little bit of a groove for. Oh my goodness, the 7. And we have a big
There's a
crash.
big pile up.
Oh, that's a. I mean, that involved everybody from Shearer on back. That was a big crash. Let's go back and see what happened. Looked like Ed Huck. This is going down into turn 2, and Ed Huck just enters the corner a little early. It looks like he thought he was clear on the 27, and
Yeah, he was just going to try to run the bottom there and just maybe the other truck drove in a little deeper than he was expecting. Maybe he thought that the truck to the inside was going to run the bottom as well, and maybe they were going to run the middle, and they just kind of had it coming together there.
boy, rough start to this race. As we ride on board with the driver in last place, he gets a pretty good view of this. Alan Bledsoe in the 24, definitely not a dirt racer. And he goes
Just
to the
trying
inside.
to squeak by,
Oh.
and didn't quite make it.
Yep. Tried
Hopefully
to
all these
avoid it.
drivers has their fast repair checked.
Yeah, don't.
Seen a couple drivers in recent weeks get bit by not checking that back before they make their pit stops.
Right. So that was a rough start to the race for these guys, but Corey Melton still leads the way. Let's see when the pace lights go off.
Here we go. Looks like the trucks are getting lined back up. Maybe one to go here. So
Yeah,
we've got
we're
Corey
one to go
Melton
now. So
first. Corey Melton on the inside, going to control this restart. So they're going to go on him. Then we got Michael Sensi to the outside, Clark Jenikin, and Michael Overstreet.
pace truck is off, and Corey Melton leads the way back to the start-finish line, or if there was a real line there.
Melton on the outside, making that outside work, bringing Cincy along with him. Clark trying to fill that hole right there between Cincy and Overstreet. Overstreet goes a little high, jumps the cushion, gets into the wall a little bit, so that Clark's going to fill that gap. Now they're just trying to chase the rabbit.
It looks like we did have one driver that didn't have his faster pair checked, and that was Jeremy Shearer, who I was touting on during practice, but unfortunate for him, not going to be able to make up 2 laps or 3 laps in this short of a time.
Corey Melton continuing to lead. Looks like everybody's strung out single file. Kind of looks like it's going to develop into a one-groove racetrack. I know there's going to be some passing opportunities, but it's going to, if you got the guts to go down there or not, to put that slide job, you got to get close enough to do it. You can't just send it from, it looks like Conrado's, 5 trucks back right now as he
Ooh, and he
gets into
hits
the
the
wall.
wall. Yep.
So you got to be closer than that. You got to be almost on their bumper if you want to make it work. Maybe one and a half trucks back, kind of like Dave is right there behind that 27. See, he's in almost the perfect position. Maybe a little too far to get that slide job going, but if he wants it, looks like he's gonna have it here. If he wants it, we'll see if he takes advantage.
And I mean,
Looks like he's gonna just fall in line.
with these guys not quite having the dirt experience of some, full-time dirt drivers, um, guys like Dave Gage and maybe Greg LeBlanc. I mean, these guys have to be able to maintain control of their vehicles while performing a slide job maneuver. It's no easy task either, because once you go to the inside, there's so much less grip down there that if you
Right.
touch the gas just a little bit too hard, the truck's going to just want to spin around and or get into the truck that you're trying to slide job.
Right, and we got to remember these guys are running for points, so they are thinking in that, taking that into their calculations as they're driving. They're not just driving trucks and going fast and turning left. That's what a lot of people in NASCAR say, but they're also thinking through all these situations. What are they going to do? How are they going to make this pass? They need to get around him. He knows he needs to pass him, but how to do it? Is he going to wait for a mistake? Is he going to get close enough to force a mistake? Or is he going to do the slide job? Is he going to risk his truck? He already had to take a fast repair. Is he going to risk his truck to make that move?
Have to be very strategic and try to avoid hitting the wall too many times, like we just saw Dave Gage just do right there.
There he goes to the bottom. Is
He's
he going
gonna-
to be able to stick it? Maybe he's just experimenting, seeing what's down there. Somebody's got to go there to see what's down there, or this will be a one-group track. As he goes to the middle again, not trying to make a pass, just trying to make time.
You can actually see 17 laps into this race, going into turn 3, it looks like there's a little bit of a groove of a really slick spot. They've worn down into they've worn a groove into this racetrack, and it's starting to get slick right below that cushion where the loose dirt is. So guys are starting to try to work their way down towards the bottom here.
If we could get on the bumper of somebody, we can kind of show the audience what we're talking about there. You can see it a little bit in that angle, right below Dave's truck right there. You can see where that's starting to shine off. And it's going to get loose. When it gets shiny, that's rubber, that's oil. You can see it right there to the left of that bumper. Right now, that gravel, that looks like peas that he's in, that's what he wants. That's grip. As it slicks off, it's shiny right there.
Right where he's running in right now.
Tire. That slipper, you want to be out of that. You want to be below it, you want to be above it, but you don't want to be on it.
He's on it right now, but his rear end is more than likely right in that grip. So he's got more grip in the rear end than he does in the back end, in the front end. I'm sorry.
And it's okay to get a left front in it. It's the rear tires that you're spinning and the right front you're turning. That's what you don't want in it. So right there, he's doing okay. You see how he's at the top of that groove.
Yes.
Tarnowski behind him, 81. He looks like he's trying to run just below it.
We have a stopped car. The 7 truck was stopped on the backstretch. Let's very quickly go back and see what happened.
And he was running in that slick stuff, I bet. Yeah, right there.
Yep,
Just
yep.
got loose, overcorrected, running in that shiny part of the track we were just talking about.
He
Luckily,
was
he gets it spun back around, no caution, and we'll keep rolling here.
unfortunate for him. He had a big issue, and now he
But
goes a lap down.
and that's part of these dirt racers, that's different than asphalt. You have to read the track, not only where it's at now, where's it gonna go? Is the groove gonna move lower? Is it gonna stay high? And with the way these guys started running the evening up high, I bet you they're gonna be down low before it's said and done. Either that or they're gonna push a cushion up against the wall, and you're just gonna have to ride that cushion.
Yep, Robert
But I see a
Honrada
lot of
is
guys.
currently pushing that cushion up against the wall. He is
Yeah,
literally riding the wall right now.
and that's what you got to do. That cushion, when the groove's so high like this, that cushion is going to get pushed up against the wall, and it's basically what a cushion is. It's basically the dirt that they're throwing off the back of these vehicles that's building up and getting stacked up against that wall. So you want to put your tires right on that buildup of dirt, basically. But you don't. What you don't want to do is what he just did into that corner. You don't want to jump the cushion because think of it as a curb on the side of the road. If you put your tire up against that and you push off of it, that's going to give you good tire speed, but you can jump it if you get a little too aggressive. So it's very takes a lot of talent to run it. Not many guys can for many laps. It looks like Dave just
And
jumped the
Dave
cushion
just,
into the wall.
yeah, Dave was
So
literally wall riding right there.
and you see he goes back down to the bottom. It's easier to run away. There's more speed up at the wall. That's why he was there. That's why they take these risks. But if you can't do it consistently, like Hanrada just jumped the cushion there, if you can't do it consistently, you're going to pay the price with a beat up truck, and you can get away with hitting the wall a few times, as we've seen. It's when you really damage that right rear that you're going to start to get in trouble.
So Corey Melton is your leader. His let's take a look at these last laps. It looks like, if this is right, his last lap was a 20.991, and Michael Senzi was a 20.761. So he actually gained just a little bit on Corey Melton. Can Michael Senzi make up that ground on Corey Melton to try to take the lead?
And it's all going to depend. Was that a lap that Corey was trying something new? Was that a lap that since he found something? It kind of is all, you know, lap speed is much different on dirt than it is on asphalt. Then you can see how black it's getting into turn 3 and 4 right there. So it's okay to be where he's at, but as it ages in and it wears in, that's going to get even more slick. But Michael obviously knows what he's doing out there, and so he's making some time. Looks like he got a little wheel spin right there in that corner, came down farther than he wanted to, able to hold on, but still lost a little bit of ground.
And the
As it looks
caution,
like the
yep, that's the stage end right there. Caution is out.
Well, I don't
Corey
know about you guys,
Melton.
but I need to catch my breath. These guys are wheeling it tonight.
Oh, yeah. This is what happens on dirt. Corey Melton wins the stage. Michael Senzi, Michael Overstreet, the two Mikes there. Clark Ginnikin and Robert Hunrada round out your top five for the stage end. Dave Gage, Greg LeBlanc, Patrick Coro, Brian Tarnowski, and Alan Bledsoe all get points in this stage. Who's gonna come to Who's gonna come down pit road? So tires will not be allowed on pit in the pits today. Um, they only got a fast repair, or they got their two fast repairs. That is all they are allowed to use on pit road right now. In today's race, because tires are not a necessary commodity.
And so the key with no tires being allowed right now, while you're under yellow, while you're riding around, cool those tires down. How do you do that? Get in that dirt nobody's running in. Get out of that rubber. Get in the cool dirt. Get in the dirt that nobody's drove in. That's how you're going to cool your tires down.
Yes, as it looks like Benedict has just used his fast repair, taking advantage of this caution. The second one of the night. Pace truck is in already, and there we go. Corey Melton leads the way for the final stage of this race.
Cincy with a great run off the top there. He's going to be able to make a move if he wants to. He's going to send it to the bottom here.
And he is all the
That's
way
lower.
down at the bottom.
That's lower than anybody's been. Can he make it work? That's fresh dirt. That may be speed. We don't know. Nobody's tried it.
It may be speed, it may be no grip. It's pretty loose dirt. That's the issue. He doesn't
There you
make
go.
it
See,
stick. Michael
doesn't make
Overstreet.
it stick, but look where Corey went in the very next corner. He went down where Michael was running.
Looks like
So now he's going to go down there and see if he can find some speed. Maybe since he just went a little too low, and there is speed down there because that was the preferred groove before that caution came out.
Michael Overstreet watching this happen as Corey Melton still leads the way. Yeah, you're going to notice all kinds of different lines in this race. I mean, guys are going to be running all the way up top now. Now that top groove has pretty much worn out, and it's really slick. There's no grip in that black stuff up there. They're going to be trying to run in that loose dirt all the way up at the top, the cushion that Jesse was talking about, or they could be running down on the bottom where there's some cooler, less run-on dirt. But this groove is really going to widen out, and let's see who can take care of their trucks the best on these newer and less used grooves. Corey Melton still the leader. About 3 seconds ahead of Michael Sensi. Michael Overstreet in third. Robert Hunrada has moved his way up into fourth after a very bad starting position. And Clark Gennikin still racing up there in fifth place.
So when you look at these grooves, just to get the audience a little more perspective, and you're wondering why are they running so far low, so far high, why is it so different? Okay, think about a racetrack, say Atlanta, or California. California is probably a better example. So they start out on new tires. They start out at the bottom. They move up because the tires get worn. Or at Martinsville, they have to move up because that rubber builds up. You can see in that shot right there how there's rubber there. So the first one to the top at different tracks, California, the first one to the top's got speed. They're going to scrub off their tires faster, but they're going to have speed. Same thing here. You're not going to wear your tires as much, but you're going to find speed if you're the first one in a new groove. Because sooner or later, people are going to see where you're running, and they're going to want to get some too. And then that's just going to extend that groove down there. And they're going to get more and more rubber, just like you would see at a Martinsville or an Atlanta or a Bristol. Just like the rubber builds up there. It builds up here, and the dirt compacts and presses in.
And you
So
just
that's why
wear
you see
that groove
Corey
into it.
Right, and that's why you see Corey, last time we saw him, he was running the very, very bottom in that 48 truck. And now you see that groove's kind of gone down there, followed him with it. So he's still below any of that slicked off dirt. So it looks like the 48 is still running further down. You see how that shiny stuff's even way up there. But if he wasn't so far out, people could see where he was running. They would follow him down, and he probably wouldn't have that groove for very much longer.
That's true.
He's just way ahead of him right now. And looks like Cincy is maybe catching on a little bit, trying to follow him down there. But what the 48's doing is not easy. You know, that's why not everybody's doing it.
Look at that handwork.
And it's not just the hands; it's the feet. If we could see the pedals, I mean, he's playing with the throttle just as much as he is with the steering wheel.
Well, Robert Hunrada is the proud oh my goodness, the word is not coming to me, but he has our visor cam let's take a look in the cockpit of his truck and see exactly what he's doing. As he is one of those that is running the high side. Visor Cam brought to you by Burnt Rubber Media.
And you can see he's not really sure where to run. He's entering below that line, and then he's kind of sliding up into it. So there he enters above it. And now he slides through it as Clark does the slide job on him. That's perfect. Now he's going below it. He's working through traffic, so that's, he's having to run where he can right now. And see, look how far he has to crank it to the left just to get around the bottom because he's not used to running down there. They're trying to make up time on Clark.
And
I'd
Robert,
be interested to hop on board with maybe Michael Sensi and see what he's doing in comparison to Hunrada, who's running in 5th, and see the difference in techniques, the difference in lines that their approach is.
Unfortunately, we don't have a visor cam for Michael Sensi, but I can ride on the nose with him.
That'll give us some perspective of this line that he's running.
So you can hear the throttle control on Michael Sensi. Robert Hunrada was very, it was very, I can't say uncontrolled because he had a lot of control over his truck, but Michael Sensi just seems to have a little bit more of that.
It's a lot more smooth.
Yeah, it's a lot smoother on the throttle. And this is how he's able to keep up with Corey Melton.
Right, playing with the gas pedal with that egg between your big toe and the throttle pedal. That's what the guys that are good at dirt, that's what they can do. They can mess with the throttle just with that big toe. It's almost all you want to do, because if you give it too much, you're going to spin the tires.
As he coming up on lap traffic, Ed Huck in that 7. Now 3 laps down in 12th place. That's unfortunate for that 7 truck.
And he's not making it easy for the second place guy. It's not his job to make it easy. And he's running his line. He's not doing anything to impede the progress of the 92 right here. Doesn't look like to me.
Yeah, nope.
Sure,
Sensi's just trying.
I'm
just
sure
having
Sensi thinks different, but
Sensi's just having a difficult time, just kind of trying to find a way around him as he almost gets into him. Ed Huck in that 7 car or truck, Michael Sensi in the 92, and then I believe right behind them is who is that? That's not Overstreet. Is that Benedict?
it's like the 404 of Dave Gage,
Nope,
who's
that's
lap
Benedict.
down. Okay, Gage is behind him then.
Yep, David Gage, 7th place. First truck 1 lap down. As we only have 15 laps to go, this race has just absolutely flown by.
And now things could change, but I want to give a shout out to these guys for running this whole race basically with 1 caution flag for incident and nothing since then.
Right at the very beginning, too.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are not dirt racers, as we said from the top, but they're making it happen. They bounced off the wall a few times. They've used a fast repair, but you know what? That's all part of dirt racing. They're doing well. They're doing what they need to do to earn their points tonight.
Yep, as we're watching Dave Gage up there on the top side, Michael Overstreet as well, right there, back there. He's running with a lap car of Brandon Benedict. 2 laps down, 11th place is Dave Gage. He's backwards. No caution. They keep it green. He was well out of line, and he's going to go another lap down.
Yeah, I'd say if that was in the corner, they probably would have thrown the caution flag. But since he was on the bottom, on a straight, they deemed him not a hazard, just to whip it back around and keep it going for these final 10 laps.
Yep, as Jeremy Shearer trying to pass him not for position, as Shearer is now 5 laps down. What a rough race for that 15 truck. Started out with so much promise and just doesn't quite have it. Doesn't have the luck today. As Michael Senzi is dealing with lap traffic. He's got 4 trucks now in between him and Melton. Melton has really driven away from the 92, as it looks like that groove of absolutely no grip. It has pretty much spread out all the way across the racetrack in the turns. So these guys are just kind of hanging on for dear life now.
Yep, just trying to find any groove
Oh,
they can.
Bledsoe in the wall hard, and it looks like we've got a race up here. The 8 with the 91.
Now the 91 is a lap down, but
Yeah.
we've got a side-by-side battle. We want to show that to you, definitely. But the 5 and the 91, they're a lap down, but they are battling for position. So that is for the 7th place.
7th position on the line right here as Brian Tarnowski gets into the wall. And he's going to have a little bit of momentum coming off the outside of the corner. And,
We've
oh
definitely
man,
seen
he
him.
is slamming the wall hard. 5 laps to
he
go.
he's ran that line the whole race. It seems like we've seen him up there, and whether he bounces off of it or makes it stick, it seems like he's gonna make up time.
And there is a lot of damage to all of these trucks. That 91, I mean, look, if let's take a look at that damage on the nose. That is huge damage.
And I bet if we go look at the 48, I bet there's not a scratch on it. He has pretty well dominated this race as Corey Melton
He has
as we're
run.
coming around to 3 to go. Oh, he does have a scratch.
He has. Yep.
Yeah, that right rear, that's the one that's been leaning up against the wall. So we'll go ahead and call that a pass. That's a clean truck in my book.
And it's clear he hasn't run behind anybody much because look how clean the nose of that vehicle is. So, last
2 more laps.
2 laps left. Corey Melton coming down through turn 2. He has absolutely dominated this race, driven away from Michael Senzi at the end of it. Michael Overstreet, Clark Ginnikin, and Robert Hunrada as we take the white flag. Corey Melton crossing the white flag for one final time. That made no sense, but it's okay. Coming down the backstretch, Corey Melton going to easily win this race. A very short one for you guys. Really a whole lot of fun. Corey Melton wins. Fun race to watch.
Absolutely.
That was really entertaining, honestly.
Yeah, and just getting to watch the groove widen out from the very beginning to the end and see how these guys navigated the development of the track. Who was on top of it, who was ahead of it, who was a little behind. You could see at the end there, the 48 of Corey Melton really just pulled away from Michael Cincy, and I believe that had to do with knowing where the groove was not, and knowing that he couldn't make time in the middle or anymore where he was at. So he just went to the bottom there and was riding the wall, but at the bottom.
Ed Huck is just he just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness. Dave Gage just blew his engine on the back end of Corey Melton's truck.
It's a demo derby. These guys want to see who has the longest truck to last.
I guess so. But yeah, this Clark Gennikin doing burnouts with his teammate. Um, this ended up being Corey Melton's second win. He is the first repeat winner of the season. Congratulations to Corey Melton. And as we said at Atlanta, we thought that that race win was going to open the floodgates, and I believe that may be coming to fruition as he brings it down pit road, and he's going to take it to victory lane.
Well, the nice thing about that for the rest of the racers, yeah, they don't get to win, but they also don't have to race him for points. So he is not running points in these trucks. He's only an Xfinity driver. So um, if there's good news for the regulars, that's probably it. So congratulations to Corey. He's kind of the Kyle Busch of this series here. So he'll collect a couple wins and he'll move on and he'll race for his Xfinity title next week.
Oh yeah, fun race. Corey Mel. Let's. This was a really short race. Welcome to Eldora. But Corey Melton wins. Michael Sensi finishes second. Michael Overstreet in third. Clark Gennikin and Robert Hunrada round out the top five. Sixth place was Greg LeBlanc. Brian Tarnowski in seventh. Patrick Coro eighth. Brian Tarnowski ended up being the first car one lap down. He got by Patrick Coro right at the end. Dave Gage in ninth. 10th place was Alan Bledsoe. 11th was Brandon Benedict, Ed Huck in 12th, and Jeremy Shearer rounds out the field in 13th place.
Well, it was a lot of fun tonight. I'm glad you guys could join us. Congratulations to the 48. 92 had something for him, just wasn't quite able to put it all together on that last run. These guys did a great job. Shout out to them for keeping it clean without the one caution at the beginning of the race. Otherwise, they did a great job tonight. So proud of everybody here. Glad I was able to join and watch the fun and hopefully learned everybody something, as they say down in the South, about how these tracks widen out and the dirt compacts and the grooves change.
So let's take a look now at your point standings after Eldora. Robert Hunrada, after Nicholas Burlow and several other drivers were not able to make this race, Robert Hunrada takes the points lead over. Nicholas Burlow remains in second. Up 3 positions is Alan Bledsoe to third. Patrick Coro also up 3. He's in fourth. Connor Driscoll loses 3 in fifth. Go ahead, Jesse.
It looks like we got Corey Melton in 6th, up 4 positions. Clark Gennikin in 7th, up 1 position. Joshua Smallwood, who did not make the race, down 4. C.D. Moore did not make the race, down 4. Brian Tarnowski did make the race, up 1 to 9th, or lost 1, I'm sorry, down to 9th, tied for 9th. And then we got
Michael Sensi is in 11th. He gained 4 spots for making this race. And then Michael Overstreet, after losing the most spots out of the entire field last week, gains 3, gets back up into 12th place. He's back up in the playoff position. Brandon Benedict in 13th. In 14th is Dave Gage, gains 4 spots, and Brad Collins loses 4 after not being able to make this race. So that is going to do it for Eldora Motor Speedway, guys. Had a whole lot of fun, and we are hoping that you can join us next week is at Pocono. Dalton Kilrow and I will take care of that one. And the next race we do, Jesse, that will be Road America. That's going to be a crazy event.
Yes, it will.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to having you guys next time. Until then, this is Alan Bledsoe and Jesse Rathburn signing out now.